Monetary Fund and the World Bank's annual meetings got underway in Washington on Saturday. This year, issues surrounding the subprime mortgage crisis and high oil prices are high on the agenda. ETV's chief news editor Asantha Sirimana is at the annual meetings and joins us on the phone from Washington. Asantha, what's at stake at the annual meetings this year?
High on the agenda this year is the turmoil in the debt market. So that is what to do about it as well as its fallout. IMF has already said that the growth forecast for this year will be down to about 4.8%. That is about 0.5% from their earlier forecast at the beginning of the year. The IMF managing director Rodrigo Duterte said that the risks of the global economy has heightened since July, and after the subprime crisis. What IMF wants to do is to address the situation behind this. In the sense, the subprime problem is simply a symptom of the loose monetary policy in the US and also the excess reserves in Asian countries like China and also oil exporting countries. So these reserves have flown back to the US and pushed interest rates down, making credit easy. And that is why people who had no capacity to actually borrowed a lot of money in the US. Unless this problem of reserves is addressed, it might cause a crisis and a collapse. I mean, IMF doesn't call it like that. What they say is a disorderly unwinding of imbalances. So, somebody else might call it a crisis. So already they have started the round of talks with US, EU, and countries that have high reserves like China, Japan, and Saudi Arabia.
What about the problem of high oil prices? Is that figuring in the discussions at all?
That's very much on the agenda, and actually the top IMF researcher, head of director of research, Simon Johnson, is asking central banks to look at this problem in a different way. Now, one of the reasons that oil prices is high is because of the weak dollar. Oil is priced in dollars. So when the US monetary policy is weak, or when they print money, in other words, the dollar falls in relation to other currencies as well as in relation to commodities. So one of the reasons that oil prices is going up because of the weak dollar. So what Simon Johnson says is that you don't have to yet think of pricing oil in a different way, but at least take a look at it, because they are also examining it closely. IMF is telling is look at your exchange rate policies. If you are running a pegged exchange rate with the US dollar, obviously you are going to have high oil prices, and you are going to import the same inflation that America has or higher. One of the options is like what India is doing. You allow the exchange rate to float. So when your exchange rate floats, you are no longer subject to the same problems that a country that has a pegged exchange rate, the dollar has. You see that countries like UAE, oil exporters, they are having huge problems. So they are having double-digit inflation because of the peg with the dollar. So you have to look at this problem in a different way.
Well, what about countries like us? Do we figure in the discussions at all?
We hardly figure, in the sense we are not big in the global system, and whether we collapse or whether we grow is not going to make much of a dent in any of the global figures. So Asia is considered kind of Japan, China, and India. Latin America is big, but small countries, even say for example, even Singapore or Malaysia are not considered big enough fish in the ocean to actually make a ripple in any of the things that are happening.
If that's the case, aren't poor countries demanding a voice at the meetings?
In fact, that has been happening, and the IMF is going through a 2-year reform. Of course, IMF you have a problem. In the sense, IMF was created because of high inflation and exchange rate problems that the US and England had after the war. when they were printing too much money and they had high inflation. So IMF was created because they themselves could not manage their economies and their inflation and exchange rates. So unfortunately, on a lot of the poor countries, the situation is much worse. They have even higher inflation and they have even higher bigger problems with their exchange rate. So in that context, getting poor countries or countries with high inflation and exchange rates to influence IMF policy, whether that will be a good thing for